Here's Bane cutting free in front of Dak. He scores! Ramirez, this one is swung on and lifted to deep left center field. Jones is chasing and is gone.
7-74, and how about Edwards' nifty Euro step to the European?
Stopped in the backfield, breaks away, wiggles around Brandon Graham. Corner, Luka! How did he do it? How did he do it? That is Luka magic!
Breaking news. Dak Prescott has been franchise tagged by the Dallas Cowboys. This, according to our Todd Archer, he was given the exclusive tag, which means no other team can sign him at this point. Stephen A., talk to me.
If I were Dak Prescott, my initial response is that I would plan on sitting out the season. You're not making a long-term commitment to me. Essentially, this is tantamount to a one-year deal. You're asking me to go out there and play on a one-year deal after the years of service that I've given you. 4 years, never missed a game, missed one practice. That made back page news, considering this dysfunctional environment that historically has been the Dallas Cowboys. The quarterback position for America's team is not just about throwing the football. It's about being that quintessential leader. I don't know specifically what Dak Prescott is asking for, so I don't want to engage in condemnation about Stephen Jones and my buddy Jerry Jones. But the reality is that if all Dak Prescott was asking for was to match the commitment that the Philadelphia Eagles made to Carson Wentz, and the Dallas Cowboys refused to do so, I consider that a colossal insult. It would be a smack in the face. And if I'm Dak Prescott, I'd sit out. I'd be looking to sit out the damn season, because if you don't trust me by now to believe in me and make the long-term commitment in me, especially even though it's not for the same numbers, when I just watched Ryan Tannehill have one good year out of 6 or 7, and he gets $118 million with $91 million guaranteed, and I'm sitting there and I'm having this kind of trouble with you, I don't even want to talk to you if you're the Dallas Cowboys. I don't even want to talk to you if I'm Dak Prescott. I don't sign it. I stay home.
¿Qué pasó, mi gente? It's MarkTed25 otra vez, here to talk about the Dak Prescott franchise tag situation. As I just showed you in that clip, Stephen A. Smith was kind of giving his thoughts on the whole thing. He feels he should sit out. In my opinion, I don't think that's a very good idea. And throughout that video, if you do go on to watch that video, and I'll try to leave a link in the description, Max, Stephen A., and this other gentleman, I forget his name, they're all talking about a lot of the same points, that Dak should feel insulted, he didn't get paid first, and just, you know, a whole bunch of different things. But in my opinion, I think it's just another way for the media to kind of, you know, cause a divide again. In my opinion, I think the Cowboys did the smart thing in not giving Dak Prescott a hefty contract. And also, they offered Dak $33 million. Like, really? Why didn't you take that? And I know some people will say, well, they gave Carson Wentz a better contract. They gave Kirk Cousins a better contract. And I'll explain a little later as to why I think that's bogus to compare those two. But for right now, just my whole opinion on the matter, he should not sit out the season. You know, there's more important things at play here than money. You know? And yeah, money plays a factor in the fact that you need to pay the rest of your teammates. Because how the heck are you going to compete without a team around you? You know? It's a team sport. Like, football is more of a true team sport than most other sports that I've seen. That being said, Dak needs to understand this process, and he needs to understand that he needs those players to get further. And he needs to understand that he's not at that level yet. Yes, his statistics have shown that he's well improved. I do agree. But there's still a lot left he has to prove. Yes, he has one playoff win. But one playoff win in 4 years? I don't know what you make of that. You could say, oh, well, he's still young. But how long can we use that excuse until it becomes no longer valid? I feel that Dak needs to really hold tight on this one and just focus and play the game and improve. Because if he doesn't, then his arguments for this contract is not going to really hold weight at all. I think overall, he has a lot of issues to his game still, especially the deep pass. You could say, oh, well, the statistics dictate otherwise. Be that as it may, I've seen many instances where he overthrows and underthrows players. He just needs to be more accurate. I think he's a better running quarterback, and Jason Garrett really did not utilize his talents well. And I'm glad that he's gone. Hopefully Mike McCarthy can make a change and all that. But right now, I think if Dak continues to just play hard and continue to improve, he'll get that contract. But you know what? You gotta make the NFC Championship. At least do that before we can consider a contract. At least be better than your predecessor. That's what I think. That's what I think the standard should be. Be better than the guy before you. Because otherwise, what's the point? We're just killing ourselves over and over again. And that's what these other dudes need to understand. Because as great as Tony Romo was, he only got 2 playoff wins within that span of time. That's not that impressive, guys. That's really not. And the point is, they're trying to improve. They're trying to move on from this. And they can't do that if they don't have a team to do that. And also if Dak Prescott does not improve his play. And the thing is, I have a lot of faith in him. I had a lot of faith in him when he started. But then again, I had a lot of faith in Tony Romo when he started. But then he ended up not amounting to much. Yeah, he had stats, but stats are not everything. Wins are what matter. That's why they play the game. Wins, championships. But don't get me wrong, I have a lot of faith in Dak. He's an amazing player, really hardworking. Him and Zeke are going to be an amazing team for years to come. At least I hope. But that's the thing. Hope is one thing. But if Dak can prove that he's a decent player, or that he's a superstar player that we all want him to be, or that he claims to be, then all will be fine. And I look forward to it. But also what I've seen in recent articles, it seems that Dak Prescott is not even the least bit upset by any of this. So I think the commentators are once again making something out of nothing. I have always felt that Dak Prescott is a very team-first oriented guy. I mean, the fact that he asked for that much of a contract to begin with was a little bit crazy to me, and the fact that he turned down their offer was crazy. But again, I think ultimately Dak is going to come to his senses, and he's going to play what he needs to play. Because otherwise, this is going to be extremely detrimental to both sides. No one is going to win in this. No one. Not him. Especially not him. Because if you turn down that contract the first time, come on, man. You're only going to dig yourself a deeper hole. So just play your game. They're trying to get you a team to at least contend. Because after that, it's really all on you. Do you want this? And then another thing is, yet again, they keep comparing other contracts, other people that are getting paid throughout the league and on his team. Again, trying to cause some further divide to make him feel more insulted. But that's not what needs to happen. I mean, why the hell are we comparing Kirk Cousins, of all fucking people? Has Kirk Cousins won the Washington Redskins or the Minnesota Vikings a championship? No, he hasn't. He's not worth the contract. That should already tell you that's a big, stupid comparison. That's really ridiculous. And then also, the players that were paid big contracts, more times than not, had won a Super Bowl, like Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. And I can't think of a couple of others off the top of my head. I think maybe Roethlisberger was another one. But really, you're gonna sit here and compare Kirk Cousins, and then also back again with Carson Wentz. The man is injury prone. Yeah, he has a Super Bowl ring, but it wasn't off of his own power. It was off of his backup. So no, those are horrible reasons as to why they should have paid in the contract. No. And while we're on the subject, Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, after they got paid those contracts, they weren't really, I mean, they were competing, but you hardly ever saw them in the Super Bowl after that, if ever. So that should tell you, you gotta win more. The money isn't everything. And also, the stats aren't everything, because that's another argument fans keep making. Oh, well, he's really improved his statistics this year. And yes, he has. Don't get me wrong, I do like that for Dak. But has it turned into wins? Has it turned into wins when it mattered most? No, it has not. And it's going to end up being like Tony Romo all over again if this keeps up, if he does not improve. And if they had given him that contract, I think it would have been worse. I mean, shit, they gave Tony Romo a 6-year, multi-million-dollar contract, and then he kept getting injured. That money was not worth it, guys. It was not worth it. Why should they make the same mistake again? I think the Cowboys did the smart thing in not giving him that contract. What Dak needs to do is just remain chipper, remain team-oriented, stay the course, and keep improving. Because if he does that, he's one step closer to getting a championship and one step closer to getting that contract. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Suscríbete a mi canal y hasta la próxima, mi gente. Adiós.